Hi guys, good morning and welcome back to my channel. Now today I am coming to you from Costa Smeralda and I'm coming to you from my cabin right now. So we've just docked in Savona here in Italy, and honestly this is one of my favourite little ports to visit in Italy. I quite often find that when you get off the ship in an Italian port, it's so busy and there's kind of people everywhere. Yeah, I mean, if you look at Naples, for example, you're in a massive, massive city. Look at Genoa, which is quite close to here actually. You're in a massive city. And Savona is quite nice because although we're on this huge cruise ship, and you might be able to see in the window behind me, there's another cruise ship docked with us as well. So although there's multiple thousands of tourists visiting Savona today, I appreciate this sounds weird, but it almost feels as though tourists haven't found it yet. It feels like maybe like real tourist Italy, where like the Italians would come on holiday, if that makes sense. I guess that could be it because it's two Costa ships that are here today, which is what majority Italian. So maybe it is more of an Italian holiday city than it is anyone else. But hey, look, timing wise for today, so okay abordo, we have all to be back on board by 5:30. So the time now, it's just gone 11. Now, because I've been to this port before, I wanted to take you guys to a couple of places that actually I haven't been today, but I didn't really want to get up at the crack of dawn. I think I needed just a little bit of a long lie, so I've now done that. So I'm planning to get off the ship probably about midday or so, and all aboard at 5:30 is quite good because it means that I'll come back, then sail out at 6 o'clock, and then just go straight to dinner, which will be perfect. Now, in terms of excursions, this is what I was a wee bit torn on today, and I did want to mention to you guys. Now, as you know, I would never do an excursion because, to be honest, I would rather just throw my trainers on and go for a walk. Now, there was a couple of excursions that I saw that appeared to be like walking tour type things and showing you Savona, but one thing that I have realised with Costa is that, and this is the same with any cruise line, it just doesn't usually fall into place when you speak English with other cruise lines. Now, because English speaking is a minority on board, there's very few excursions that actually do get to the point of successfully running on a Costa ship based on what I've seen across the three ships that I've been on. So if I look at my daily schedule for today, I'm hoping you'll be able to see this if I quickly fold it and turn it around. You can see that under the excursions point there, there's only actually one tour that's leaving today for English speakers. Now, that one tour is actually going to Genoa, which is about 30 miles from here. And yeah, I've been there a lot, so I don't feel I need to go on an excursion to Genoa. So it is a shame because I was, yeah, to be honest, today considering doing my first excursion of the year actually, but I've decided against it, and TripAdvisor and a few other websites have pointed me in the direction of what we're going to do today. So the plan is, right, there apparently is a fortress, which I didn't see when I was last here, but apparently it's at the top of the hill and it kind of guards the harbour, if you like. So we're going to take a walk up to there, which you'll see the weather shortly, but judging by the view out there, it's going to be hot. I'm currently in this little sunroom with the air conditioning on, with all the doors closed, and yeah, it's going to be warm out there today. I can feel myself warming up just talking about it. So yeah, it's going to be hot. Now, for that reason, we're not going to then wander around the whole city until 5 o'clock. What I'm going to do instead is head down to the beach, because apparently on the other side of the port, which again, in a different direction to where I went before. So if you've seen my Savona vlog from before, which I think was on Costa Diadema, I went I appreciate you have no idea where we are, but I went that way, and apparently just over there is the beach. So I'm going to head down there after the fortress to hopefully just chill out in the sun. So I have got my sun cream, I'm already fully done, I've got my sun cream for later, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The only one thing to mention before we go is that today is laundry day. So quite a few people have asked throughout my first couple of weeks how laundry is working for me, because this is one of the it's one of the boring like life admin things that unfortunately you have to think about. I guess you have to think about it in life regardless of whether you're living on cruise ships or in a house. So yeah, Unfortunately, I don't have the ability right now to nip home and put my washing machine on in the kitchen. So I am kind of using a bit of a combination at the moment of laundry in city centres. Well, to be honest, that's all I've done up until today. And today is the first time I am going to use cruise ship laundry. So the reason why I'm using it today is that I've got people coming out to Barcelona at the weekend and I don't really want to be sitting in a laundrette. So Costa are pretty good actually. So it costs you per shirt, it costs what, about €3.50 to get it washed, dried and folded. T-shirts are just under, I think they're about €1.80 on here, but you've got every single item all listed out all the way down. Now, you're probably thinking, I can't believe he's saying that that's actually quite good prices, because he's already up to about a fiver and he's only washed a shirt and a t-shirt. Now, the reason why it's quite a good price is because of this, which, if you cannot read this, then this is the magic bag concept from Costa. Now, basically, this is that up to, how will I word this? So basically, you pay per item, but if it exceeds the value of €19.99 in euros, then that's all it'll cost. So it's a cap of €19.99. So let me tell you, this poor bag here, to be fair, that's all right. So, sorry, this big bag, this isn't small. So this bag is about to get 25 items crushed and rolled into it. And then hopefully I'll get that back tomorrow. So that will be excellent, because for €20 I'll get 25 items washed, which actually that is not a bad price at all, because for me to do laundry in Barcelona, for me to wash my case, well, not the case, the contents of the case, it was costing, I think it was about €12-13 all in. So yeah, hopefully this works and it doesn't shrink all my clothes and I have to go and buy more. But yeah, I'll update you, I guess, in tomorrow's video if I actually get the laundry back and in what state it's in. But I'm hoping that's going to save me a lot of time on this cruise, and I'll also do that next time as well. But yeah, look, let's get out of the cabin because the weather out there is gorgeous. So I'm going to show you the view from the balcony because we've got Costa Fortuna in with us today. And that is my sign that I've done enough talking. So let me show you the balcony and we'll head upstairs.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
Okay, so bag of laundry packed, and you could probably tell that was a bit like, when you were younger, this might be a very British reference, but when you go for a pick and mix as a kid and you're like trying to crush it into that cup so that you can get the lid shut and then it's all the one price. That's basically what was happening down in that room, where I've managed to get 25 items in, because I think when I'd packed there was like 17 in there, and I thought, right, do you know what? More shorts are going in. That's going in. Maybe that's just, I don't know, the Brit or maybe the Scot in me just trying to get my money's worth out of everything. So yeah, looking forward to hopefully having an entire bag of clean clothes to look forward to tomorrow. Now, where I am at the moment, so I thought I'd come up to the Skywalk, which is that part of the ship up on deck 16 that takes you all the way around, I guess all the way around the kind of top central section. Now this is the highest point on the ship, which at 65 metres I think it is. is 2/3 the height of the Statue of Liberty. So the fact that you're on a ship blows my mind. So you can see the other Costa ship over there. I was hoping to get, in fact you can see the fortress from up here. So where we're going, if you look at that kind of modern high-rise building here, over here on the mound is the fortress that we're going to. So it looks totally doable. I was worried it was going to be on the other side, which is much more of a hill, and that's where I climbed last time I was here. So look, let me take you over to the other side of the ship and let you see what that looks like, because I think the thing that I absolutely love about docking in Savona is that it just feels like a little postcard. I mean, the 2 times that I've been here, the weather has been absolutely beautiful, which definitely helps, but if I show you over here at the moment, it just looks like Italy. So yeah, cannot wait to get ashore. As I say, we're going to head down to the fortress and then down to the beach. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to tell you up here other than the fact that it's hot, so which you can probably tell. But look, let's head down, get off the ship, and yeah, we'll see you over at the fortress.
Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind. Flying, get on board. We're smiling on top of the world. Flying, get on board. We're smiling on top of the world.
Okay, as you know, I am off the ship and heading up to the fortress, so I have found it, and look at how close it is to the port. So you've got the ship behind me there, and then if I spin all the way around, you've got the fortress here. It's only like 0.6 of a mile from the port, but the only thing to warn you about is it does say steep hill, so I'm assuming, well, there's obviously not going to be an escalator. I'm assuming it's going to be like loads and loads of steps to get up, which is going to be a joy for all, I can tell you that now. So apparently it's free to get in up here. Apparently there's not a great deal going on when you get up there. There's like a little cafe, and the main thing is the views. So from up there you can see over pretty much the whole of this part of the city and also the port, so I'm hoping to get some really nice views. The weather today is just absolutely perfect for this, so visibility should be good. But look, anyway, let me sign out and I'll see you up at the top. So I know I said I'd see you at the top, but I've just had one of those moments where I stopped and read a sign, which the museum down there was all in Italian, but on the way up they've got Italian and English. Now, as you're coming up here, there's these archaeological ruins behind you, which, I mean, you guys will know from following this channel that I'm not a huge history buff. Like, I don't really, it's maybe quite bad to say that, I don't really thrive on getting off the ships and going to learn about the history. I much prefer like diving into current culture. I hope that's not bad actually, but I've actually just stopped down there and read a sign that basically tells you about these ruins, and it's actually just blown my it's blown my mind. So they just happened to find this church and convent which they reckon was founded somewhere between the years of 1288 and 1306. They say it was demolished in what, the 1544, I think it was. I'm amazed because how something can be that old, you just find it when you're doing a dig, and yeah, I'm impressed. I forget that every time about Italy. What is going on here in the past is absolutely remarkable. So make sure if you are cruising to here, actually spend a wee bit of time, not a huge amount of time, just read the boards as you're going around, because some of the facts are absolutely remarkable. Anyway, enough chat from me because I'm putting off the climb, so let's start again and I will see you up there. Okay, climb over, and you know, one thing I will say is that wasn't that bad. That was fine. It was more of a slope. Like, yes, fine, it's probably not doable if you're in a wheelchair, for example, but even with like reduced mobility, you probably could get a taxi along to there and then wander up. But when you're up here, oh my goodness, the view is so good. So you can see, I mean, basically behind is just like the whole city. And I also didn't realise when I was last here, because I went to what I thought was the top of the hill, but it clearly wasn't. The hills over there are huge, and it's just so green. Now, this entire coastline here is just beautiful, and what I am so excited about, honestly, I'm so happy I could cry. Over there, you might not be able to see on this camera, but over there, you kind of can, is the beach. And if you've been following this series, you'll know that when we docked in Palermo in Sicily, I went to a beach and, yeah, left said beach pretty quickly because something just didn't feel right. However, the beach down there has got what looks like sand, it's got umbrellas, people are in the sea. Honestly, this afternoon I'm going to just have literally the best time sitting on the beach, and I can't wait because it's been so long since I did that on like a proper touristy beach. So yeah, look, I will give you a little look round over what is the expanse of the ocean. It's just absolutely brilliant up here, and then we're going to head straight down to the beach and yeah, just spend a couple of hours chilled out in the sun, and I am so excited. So where I am now down on the seafront, and do you know, I forgot how much I love this part of Italy. So my first ever solo travel holiday was taking the train all around Italy. And I remember when I got to Genoa being really surprised that when you left the city, it turned into like loads of beach clubs all the way down the coast. And the more research I did, the more I realised that's totally the norm for Italy, and certainly for this part of Italy. So what you're seeing behind me at the moment is exactly that. So basically, you come along from the cruise terminal, along to the main beach, which if you just jump on Google Maps, you'll see, I'll pop the name of it down in the bottom of the screen now for you, but you basically just come down here and then all the way along is all different beach clubs. Now, the point to remember is that you can always tell which beach club is which by the colour of their umbrellas. So you'll always find that each one has their own facilities, so each one will have their own cafe, they'll have their own bar, they'll have their own changing rooms, they'll have their own loungers, and in between each one, it's usually roped off or fenced off. So just make sure that if you're looking to go to, I mean, for example, this one has got a beach volleyball court. If you're looking to go and play something like that, obviously make sure you don't go to this one next door because you won't get over the barrier. So yeah, my advice is if you're coming either to this part of Italy or to any part that features these clubs, just take a walk along, see how much it is to go into each one. That's a really important point actually. You do have to pay to enter a beach club. Now, it's not a lot of money. Usually 3-4 euros will get you entry and a sun lounger for the day. So it's not breaking the bank, but it's something to think about if you're a family of 4 or 5 people, because that will build up. When you're in, the food and drinks aren't expensive, so it's not like a beach club in Ibiza where you go and it's really exclusive and it's a total pain because they milk you for all you're worth when you get in. So it's not that, don't worry, but just make sure, have a walk along, check out the facilities of each one, and also check out the entry price. Now for me, I am probably gonna, to be honest, walk along to the very end, because usually when you get to places like this, there's also like a public section at the end where you don't pay. Now the reason for that is that I've only got now, about an hour or two before I have to head back to the ship. So there's probably not too much point in paying to get in somewhere that I'm actually not going to really enjoy that much. So yeah, get up early, get off the ship if you're visiting Savona and come along here, because this, take it from me, is beautiful. But yeah, let's head along and see if there's a public bit at the end. Yeah, so I am now, I mean, covered in sand, but that couple of hours is exactly what I needed today. I've had such a good afternoon. Now, what today goes to show you is that if you've been following my channel long enough that you remember seeing my last episode on Savona, which was on Costa Diadema, then what you've hopefully seen is that across those 2 trips, I've had such a different experience. So last time we stayed in the city, this is weird, I've just walked down a flight of stairs and I've got to walk back up this side. Anyway, last time we stayed in the city, and this time we've come straight out and we've come over like the other side. So yeah, I'm actually really impressed because there's so much more that we could go and see, but the reality is all aboard is in about an hour's time from now. So yeah, have to head back to the ship. Now, what I always say, I'm not too sure where I'm walking, I think I'm going this way. What I always say is one of my favourite things with a cruise is that you get to sample somewhere to see if you'd like to come back. Now, when I was here a few weeks ago, that was my sample. I obviously really, really enjoyed it, so absolutely would come back, which brings us to now. So, day number 2 has been, do you know what, equally as good, if not better, than visit number 1. So would 100% come back here again. But look, time perspective, we need to head back to the ship. Otherwise, this episode is going to change from what do we think of Savona for a day on a cruise to what do we think of Savona for, well, what do we think of Savona while we try and figure out how to get to Marseille, because the ship isn't there. So yeah, gonna head back. It's not long at all from here. It takes, what, about 20 minutes to get back to the port. So I'll catch up with you properly when we get back into my cabin, and then I'll walk you through the plan for being back on board. Guys, I have just got back in the room, and do you know what was still here? It's just been taken away, thankfully. But the old magic bag was still here, so all of my laundry was still sitting in the bag with this note on top of it. Now, this note says, please fill out the laundry form and call reception. Now, the laundry form looks like this, and I completely forgot to fill it out. Now, what I thought that meant was that I wouldn't be able to get my laundry done on the ship, which would have been so annoying, because I would have had to, I would have had to just do what I've done on every other ship, which is run off, find somewhere in Barcelona, and occupy myself for an hour and a half while I watch my clothes spin in a machine. So thankfully, I've just phoned down there and they've sent my cabin steward back up, and apparently it'll be gone, no problem, and, it is gone, no problem, and it'll be back, no problem, by tomorrow afternoon. So that, if it works, is such a good service, because for €20 I have managed to fill, the bag is so full, I've filled that whole bag, €20, and hopefully we'll be good to go. So look, my plan now, we are sailing away from here in about half an hour's time, so I am going to head up to the top deck, chill in the sun for a bit. I think I've seen a good bit of the sun today actually, but I'm just going to go up, chill out on the top deck, and then I'll come back down and talk to all of you about the plan for tonight. Okay, so we have now left port, probably about, an hour and a half ago now actually. I have got changed and sorted for dinner. I've realised that I've actually put my jeans in the wash. So tonight I'm going for dinner wearing my shorts, which isn't the most ideal. In my defence, this is a warm ship. You know, sometimes when you stay in a hotel or you get on a ship and you think, okay, it's a bit cold in here. Not on here. So honestly, last night it felt as though they had the heating on. So yeah, I can justify wearing my, my shorts tonight. Now anyway, plan for tonight, I'm not going to be long here because I'm going for a buffet dinner tonight, because I've maximised being outside in the daylight and it shuts in 25 minutes. So the longer I talk to you, the hungrier I'm going to get and the higher the chances of them running out of what I want. So let's get this show on the road. So Augie a bordo for tonight. So I think I've mentioned quite a few times now, this is the daily schedule on a Costa ship. Now, my plan for tonight, so the dress code tonight is a funny one. So the suggested dress code is, wait for it, rock. So I'm not sure what you'd even wear for that. I had the same problem on Diadema where they had this dress code, and passengers also seemed a wee bit confused. So let's see, maybe it'll make perfect sense, but I am just going like a person on holiday, so let's see how out of place I feel. Now anyway, the thing that I like about Costa ships is that if you want to do that dress code, then there's probably an event that you could go to. So on here is Rockmantic Night, so that's in the San Remo Theatre, which is a kind of show lounge at the front of the ship. That's in there at 11:30 actually, that's late. But other things that are on tonight, so I am going to go to the buffet, as you know. I'm then going to go to the show in Colosseo, which is, if I can find it, it's on the front. So it is called, how long can I fill this for? Extra Live. So an innovative presentation from the entertainment team about both kind of on stage and backstage. So let's go and see what that's like. Usually in Colosseo, as a venue, that's that theatre in the round. The entertainment is pretty good nick, pretty good quality. So that's at 10:15. Now, I'm not sure what I'll go to after that. There's a game show at 11, also in Colosseo, which I reckon I'll go to. And then other than that, I'm going to try and pop into one or two venues tonight just to give you a bit of a feel for what else is going on out and around the ship. I don't want these vlogs to just focus on, okay, we're in Savona, let's go ashore. Because at the end of the day, you guys also want to see the ships as well. So we'll jump around a wee bit tonight. And the kind of things that you could get up to if you were on here tonight. So ballroom dancing happens every night. So there's an hour of that. And then it comes back on later. So that's 8:30 to 9:30, and it's on again late at night. We've then got a colourful party. Don't know what that's going to be. That's in Colosseo. The Kids Club have a party tonight. There's a couple of events in that show lounge, actually. So, yeah, there's a lot. Oh, there's also jazz music. Now, I wanted to go to jazz and also the piano bar. That's two venues that I haven't... I've seen them because I went in to take a quick photo or two for like my ship tour for YouTube, but I haven't actually been in of a night just because I found elsewhere to go. So yeah, I'm gonna hopefully pop into them, and yeah, that will definitely fill the night, given the fact that it's already what 8:10. So yeah, let's get out and about and explore the ship a little bit. I'm not going to sign off yet because I am planning to come back and talk to you at the end to, I guess, just sort of summarise on tonight. So first up, let's go and eat. Okay, so let's just recap on tonight. I am now back in my cabin, which honestly, I just absolutely love this room. So this is in that sea terrace room. So at the moment, I'm coming to you from the little conservatory bit, so it might sound a little bit echoey, but hopefully it'll be okay. Now, tonight, what have I got up to tonight? So I did the buffet for dinner, as you know. Now, the reason for that is because, number one, due to the fact that I'm spending so much time on cruise ships this year, I just can't eat in the main dining room every single night. And two, the weather today has just been so nice. Like, I actually really do feel like I've seen the sun a bit today. And what I've realised over the last couple of weeks is that in the Med at this time of year, so at the point of recording, it's just coming up to the very end of May right now. It's getting to the point now where good weather is a little bit more predictable, but my mentality at the moment is after going through a good probably week and a half of pretty rubbish weather, what I'm now thinking is that when the sun is out, you've got to just enjoy it, because you never know if it's going to come up tomorrow or if it'll be pouring from every single cloud going when you wake up tomorrow. So for that reason, my dinner sitting, which is 18:45, I think, is just a wee bit too early because the sun's still up, it's still hot, and yeah, if you've got good conditions, I would much rather be chilling out on the top deck or chilling out on this balcony for a little bit longer. So yeah, I hit up the buffet, really good, really, really positive again tonight. Now, after that, I headed along to the show, which the show tonight, I mean, it was the worst of the shows that I've seen. But to be honest, that probably speaks volumes for the other shows, because I have found the entertainment on here to be pretty good. Tonight was probably what I would put on night number one of a cruise, where, you know, if you go on some ships and they do like an entertainment sample, where you go and you see one thing from the acrobats, one thing from the singers, one thing from the dancers, one thing from them. That's basically what it was. So I think that is what the show was tonight. But the reality is, because on this ship, on this itinerary and with Costa, people get on and off at every single port. So there isn't at any point a clearly defined night number one of the cruise. So I don't know, the logic might be that because Savona is where their operations are headed out of, maybe they class that as night number one of the cruise, whatever that may be. So yeah, it was definitely more of a sample show tonight, but that said, still a nice way to pass, 40 minutes with a beer, so can't complain. And then I popped into the jazz club after, and yeah, actually really impressed by that. So I'm going to check if my next ship, which will be back on Toscana, I'm going to see if Toscana has got a jazz club in it, because if it does, I would love to spend a bit more time in there. And I never go to cruise ship jazz clubs, I can hardly say it, cruise ship jazz clubs, but down there was such a good vibe that I would definitely think about it in the future. But hey, look, my plan now, I'm going to nip back out, because apparently there is a rock party happening down in like the kind of show theatre, that one right at the front. So I'm going to head down there for a look, and I'll show you what it looks like when we go down. But for now, that is, I guess, this is the last that you'll see me today. So I just wanted to say a massive thank you for, I guess, following along, supporting the channel, and yeah, engaging with me as well. It's always so good that after these videos go live to see your comments at the bottom. So if you are watching, it would be brilliant if you give it a thumbs up underneath. And if you fancy saying hello, then please do down in the comments. That'd be brilliant to hear from you. Now, tomorrow we'll be in Marseille, which I'm actually going to take you ashore and do a very different day in Marseille from what we've done up until now. So tune in and yeah, watch this space on that one. But if you'd like to come along and watch, yes, Marseille, but also all of my other ships this year, then it'd be brilliant to have you along. So you can do that by clicking the subscribe just directly underneath the video. But yeah, look, let's head out and check out the rock party. But for now, thank you so much, and I'll catch up with all of you soon. Brilliant. Cheers, guys. Bye.